And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl, and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Good evening. Tonight, we ask a question so shocking, so dangerous, so culturally radioactive, that simply uttering it may cause your neighbor to write a very passive-aggressive Facebook post. The question is this: is Donald Trump the greatest president in American history? I know. The media doesn't want us asking that question. Scientists don't want us asking that question. Your Aunt Carol doesn't want us asking that question. But should that stop us? I'm just asking questions. Dangerous ones. The best ones. Tonight, we're going to take a long, unbelievably fair look at Trump's accomplishments, his legal challenges, and his occasional foot and mouth, but sometimes the foot belonged to someone else moments. Let's dive in. So let's talk about Trump's historic, heroic, absolutely selfless Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. A bill that many experts, and by experts I mean billionaires on yachts, call the greatest gift ever given to the working class. Really? Did working Americans get the biggest benefit? It's unclear. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. I'm just asking questions. Why did corporations receive a permanent tax cut? Why did everyday Americans get a tax cut the size of a McDonald's coupon? Why did the national debt balloon like a piñata at a weightlifting convention? Again, questions. Not accusations. Just gentle, tender, curious questions. But ask yourself, would the greatest president in history ever write a tax bill that overwhelmingly helped corporations? Or is that exactly what the greatest president in history would do? Some people say yes. Some people say no. I'm just here, wondering out loud. Donald Trump changed the Supreme Court forever. 3 justices. 3. That's more than most presidents appoint in 2 terms. Is that the mark of the greatest president of all time? Again, just a question. An innocent, childlike question. Like, why is the sky blue? Or why does Trump always look like he's about to sneeze? And Roe v. Wade? Overturned. Some people cheered. Others started stockpiling passports. But if you're crafting a legacy, what matters more? Policy or power? Questions. Questions that keep historians awake at night. Trump signed one of the biggest criminal justice reform bills in decades, the First Step Act. It reduced sentences for nonviolent offenders and expanded rehabilitation. Why did Trump do this? Was it compassion? Strategy? Accident? Did he think it was a menu item? We simply cannot know. But it happened. And no matter how you feel, this one is actually good. Which raises the most dangerous question of them all. Is it possible for a man with so many indictments to also have a genuinely decent accomplishment? I'm just asking. Under Trump, America became a net exporter of oil and gas. Some call it bold. Some call it reckless. Some call it Texas. He opened federal lands. He rolled back environmental regulations faster than you can say BP stock price. He attacked wind turbines for killing birds. He attacked solar panels for killing, freedom. But is destroying the environmental protections the mark of a failed president? Or is it somehow, ironically, historically, perhaps even beautifully, the mark of the greatest president in history?
Nobody knows this stuff better than me.
Nobody knows more about taxes than I do and income than I do.
Nobody knows more about construction than I do.
Nobody knows more about campaign finance than I do.
Nobody knows consultants better than me.
I know more about drones than anybody. Nobody knows much more about technology, this type of technology, certainly, than I do.
I'm not claiming that. I'm not denying it. I'm only here to tilt my head and deliver tone-soaked rhetorical tension until someone in the comments gets angry. And what about Trump's signature achievement? The deeply fictional, barely constructed, incredibly televised border wall. He promised. Big wall. Beautiful wall. Mexico would pay. Possibly throw some alligators in there. Maybe put up some lasers. Definitely stronger than China's. What did America get? Some new fencing, some repaired fencing, and 100,000 memes. But again, here's the question. If Trump built a wall in his mind, isn't that the real wall? Isn't that the American dream? Isn't that greatness? Some would say no. Others would say no. But I'm just asking. Now let's address the elephant in the room. And by elephant, I mean 91 felony counts. Trump is facing more legal issues than the cast at Jersey Shore combined. Let's explore, carefully, slowly, questioningly, the New York hush money case. Convicted on 34 felony counts. But is a felony actually a crime? Ask the comments. They'll tell you, loudly. The Georgia RICO case. Accused of running a criminal conspiracy to overturn the election. But is it illegal to ask people to find votes? I'm not a lawyer. I just have questions. Classified documents case. Trump allegedly stored classified documents in a bathroom. Were they safe? Were they decorative? Were they a metaphor for the entire presidency? We don't know. New York civil fraud. Found liable for inflating property values. But is it wrong to lie to banks? The banks didn't seem upset. Should we really punish a man for believing in himself too much? Alleged foreign bribe from Egypt. Did Trump take 10 million from Egypt? Did he not? Is Egypt even real? Again, dangerous questions. After everything we've covered, after every eyebrow raise, every suspicious pause, every rhetorical question, we must finally ask the ultimate question. Is Donald J. Trump truly the greatest president in American history? Well, let's be honest. Let's be clear. Let's be straightforward for the first time in the entire video. No, of course not. That's ridiculous. This whole thing has been satire, irony, mockery dripping with maple syrup. Trump is not the greatest president in history. He's the most absurdly entertaining president in history. The most chaotic, the most investigated, the most memeable, but the greatest? Come on. Even Trump doesn't believe that. And he believes everything he says. So if you thought I was serious for even 1 minute, congratulations. You just experienced what it feels like to watch Tucker Carlson unironically. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Satire. Always was, always will be. Good night.
And now the end is